Shalom and welcome to this episode of Emunah Life. It's raining a little bit and it's a little bit fresh. However, it's not the winter time I'm recording this. We are in the end of July, summertime, and I'm here about 800 miles, which is about 1.1 kilometers up the mountain. The air is just fantastic. The view is amazing, so beautiful. One thing I can say is that you can really experience how this place maintained its original creation beauty. The beauty over here is just amazing. You know, this place inspired me very much to think about so many things. One thing that came into my mind, as you can see in the title, the source of power, the relationship between the roots of Jerusalem and the Alps in Switzerland. You know, the word roots, that came into my mind. Roots, the roots of our being, the roots of our origin, the roots of creation, the roots of beauty. Yes, I'm very much inspired, and I just want to share what I believe I was given into my heart to share. So let's start the journey together, going back to the roots. I just want to say, stay to the end. Watch through to the end, because at the end I'm going to show you around in this beautiful nature, and you're just going to have an impression of what I'm experiencing over here. So what are the roots? See, the roots give power. The roots are the source of power, just like the roots of the trees that I see over here, that you can see if you look around. What are the roots? If I take a look at this beautiful nature, you know, this place, it's so quiet, it's so tranquil, you know, it's so deep down to the soul. Taking a look at all this, I came to the understanding that the beauty and the power comes from the root. When I take a look at this, I can really observe, you know, the power, the creation power with which God Elohim, as the heavenly creator, has created all of this without man, you know, interrupting the original plan of God and, you know, just profaning it with all the things that, you know, mankind has profaned the world all throughout the years since Adam until now. And this gives me energy. I cannot explain what kind of power it is, but I can tell you what. It's deeply spiritual. This power, I believe, is the power of the roots of the creation power. Now, see, you don't have a mall over here. You don't have any noise. You don't have, you know, all of those things. You know, you may be from a city like me. And when you come from a city life, this is absolutely, you know, the peace itself for you, okay? There are not even lights on the streets at nights. I mean, you really have to figure out how to get somewhere because there are no lights at nights. You don't have a mall around this place. And one thing that really is so amazing to me is that this place, it maintained its original, you know, traditional values since so many years. You know, this place doesn't have, you know, like play, yeah, like a club for, let me say, homosexuals or whatever, like all of that is not present here. You have a typical traditional family picture, with the husband doing his role, the wife her role, the children their part, and it's so much traditional, but yet, so relaxing and so powerful, at the same time. So powerful at the same time, you know? Well, let's compare this with Jerusalem. If we now compare this place with Jerusalem, I can tell you one thing. Jerusalem is noisy. Jerusalem is a city life. Jerusalem is a place with fire, it's a fiery place. Jerusalem, is supposed to be the city for all nations. It says in the Bible, then the times will come where, all the nations will come to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast to the Lord Adonai and to bring their offerings and all of that. Jerusalem is a city. This is over here not a city, not a typical city life. But then what is so special about Jerusalem that Jerusalem is the place it is and has its meaning until this day and forever? In the New Jerusalem, the reason is that Jerusalem has also roots. The roots of Jerusalem are spiritual. The roots of Jerusalem, other than this place, is that Jerusalem has its roots in God Elohim, in the creator of all this, in the word of God Elohim, in the Torah. Jerusalem is a city. However, the peace that you can have in Jerusalem, the experience that you can have in Jerusalem, the joy that you can have in Jerusalem is quite different than it is over here. Let me tell you one thing. Over here, you can be very lonely. I barely see people over here. This is not a place where people are rejoicing so much. This is not a place where people are so much together. Like in Jerusalem, people are praying together every single day, multiple times within a day. That city, it's full of music. That city is full of, colors, okay? So what do I want to say with this? I don't want to say that one place is better than the other. All of this is God's creation. But why did God chose Jerusalem? And what is the relationship between those two cities? And let me bring you back to the main part of what I want to say. See, we are talking about roots. We are talking about roots. And when we now try to understand that the roots of Jerusalem are spiritually grounded in God and His Word. And the roots over here, we can pretty much say, are grounded in the original creation, power, since this place has, not been, it has been cultivated, but it has not been changed too much. Okay, this is all nature, what we can see, the way God created it to be, And when you look around, it's like the fields are thick in that color, that green and that healthy, field that you can see all over the place over here. It's like the whole lawn is mown, okay? And what this is cultivation. Like people take care of this place, which also God told Adam in the beginning, cultivate, okay? Take care of my garden, okay? But it has not been changed in its original creation. If we take a look now, again, at Jerusalem, then we can see that although Jerusalem is the holy city, although there's so much prayer going on in Jerusalem, yet, you know, if you go there today, it might, have been compromised here and there with their values, okay? Since, you can see now there are places for, homosexual people or groups promoting homosexuality, which is against the word of God. There's the Israeli Museum in Jerusalem, okay, which I also went over there, and it's very interesting, okay, but they have things over there. They have, statues and archaeological findings and all of that were idols, okay, that were like representing pagan idols and whatever, okay. So the Bible actually is forbidding those objects to be in the land of Israel. Actually, the Bible is, the Torah. In the Torah, it says, when you enter the land, you shall, tear down their asherim and their altars, all of that idolatrous, objects. Okay, so technically, Israel or Jerusalem is not allowed to have those statues in their museum. It's not supposed to be in the land, technically. So today's Jerusalem is a little bit, apart from its original purpose. It's not yet using its full potential of the power of its root. Now when we went through all of this, let me tell you what my appeal is. What do I want to say? I want to say that the power comes from the root, and we need to be grounded in and nourished from the root, which is only in God Elohim and His holy word. Okay? So, thinking about all of this, we can learn how. See, this place has brought me back to the roots. This place helped me to see the original creation plan of God and to absorb all this power and to inspire me to tell you all of this and to go, in those places with my feeling, with my imaginations, with my spirit. And to compare this with the soul, with the neshama of Jerusalem, because let me tell you, if this place would have the soul of Jerusalem, it would also be a little piece of paradise on earth. And it's important for us to take the power from the roots, because the power only comes from the root. How? If we think about, our society today, or the believing communities, maybe we can understand how. If you take a look at the churches, nowadays, the setting, the schedule, the way the services are being held in the congregations, the synagogues and the churches, this is, something very much adjusted to the, people who are attending the services, to the communities. And sometimes, sometimes it's apart, or it's very far away from the root. But because it's far away from the root, it cannot take the power and give the power of the root that it's supposed to do. The preachings, the, way of worship or whatever it is sometimes can be very far away from the original purpose of our Heavenly Creator. So how can we get back to those roots? Well, think about it. How about rethinking the setting in the congregation, the way of service in the congregation? Paul was talking, Rav Shaul, the Apostle Paul was, speaking about this, that the people want to hear everything that is, according, to their itching ears, that is pleasing their itching ears. And then the family picture, Another thing is the family picture, for just to give you simple examples. Like I said, like here, the family picture is very traditional. Okay, it's the man, it's the woman, and it's the child. Okay, most of the time the men are doing the tough physical stuff, and the women are doing, something else, that has to do with the home, maintaining the home. Okay, and then I'm not saying, we should be, like not, developing in a certain way. Okay, I don't know. I'm not saying, let's go back, 100 years or 1,000 years, thousands of years physically, okay, and, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the root. I'm talking about the originality, like if it's original, like the original, okay? Gotta be original. That's what I'm saying. God wants his children to be original, okay? Because you belong to one Father, so you gotta, represent his ways and his name. If you gotta be original, okay? He doesn't want you to represent another father. That's not according to his heart. So, for example, if you think about it, like nowadays the men are very much feminized. The men are feminized. Nowadays the family picture is being destroyed. Nowadays they want to teach the children, to decide whether to be male or female. Nowadays so many things are going on which the enemy has an agenda. Satan himself has an agenda to destroy the family picture, and through that come against the very purpose of our Heavenly Creator. So to maintain the family picture, which is the root, okay, which gives you the strength to be a strong individual in this world, whether you're the father, the mother, or the child, whether you're husband and wife, okay, that is so important. Okay, not everything that is mainstream or modern or trendy, is what is pleasing to our Heavenly Father's heart. Not everything. We should not go with every flow. That is what matters. Another thing is, don't compromise. Okay? Only, like I said, that because one thing is trendy, is new, or whatever, that doesn't mean that you gotta become weak, okay, to make it somehow through. You gotta stay strong in the roots of your faith. You have to be bold. We need to be bold. We are supposed to be bold. We are called to be bold, to stand up for what is pleasing to God Elohim and his ways, because we are called to bring everything back to its original purpose and plan. In Hebrew, it's called tikkun olam, rectification of the world, okay, which is a concept to live a life in a way, with your speech, with your deeds, with whatever you do and you live for, okay, to represent God's original plan and to rectify everything, okay, and to bring everything back to the original purpose of it. So, yes, staying strong and not being drawn away with every wind, not flowing with every, wave of or stream. But then, when everything is coming against you, you stay strong and you be the inspiration. You be the one bringing the people back to to the original way. You be the one shining the light, okay? If you be original, then the people you're surrounding your family, whoever is around in your life or will be around in your life, will see something that they don't see without you. Because not everyone represents the original ways of God Elohim. Not everyone is being nourished. Not everyone is living according to God's word, which is the source of life. Not everyone knows about Yeshua, who gives us the living waters that flow from within us. Not everyone has the Holy Spirit. And that is what matters. Maybe you can tell us, if you think about it. I want to encourage you now. How can we be grounded in the roots? How can we be nourished by it? Because the power comes from the roots. So what is the root for you? And how can we do that? How can we go back to the roots? How can you go back to the roots? I encourage you, think about it. And with this, I want to close. Please comment in the comment section what you can tell about this. Please think about it. And just feel free to share. What are your thoughts about this? How can we go back to the roots? What are the roots for you?